Louisiana Beer Reviews, Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Imperial Milk Stout, 12% alcohol. This is an Imperial. Milk Stout aged in oak bourbon barrels. Well, that's a redundant statement. Bourbon barrels by law must be oak. So they could have just said aged in bourbon barrels. But some people don't know that, so I guess they're helping them. The beer of Bourbon County, handmade. Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company. Like I said, 12% alcohol. IBU's not listed. It's not even listed on their website. I just now checked. It gets a 90 out of 100 on Beer Advocate. And it gets a 81 on Untapped. And there's not enough scores on Rate Beer to give it a score. And got a nice embossed bottleneck, 12 ounces, not 11.2 or some crazy like that. Introduced in 2023. There's about 2 or 3 video reviews for it, so I'll be watching those. Don't see a date, guys, but sometimes they'll put like black lettering on a brown bottle. So, yeah, beautiful looking bottle. This was, let's see, I bought this in Birmingham, Alabama at a beer store. Don't recall the name of it. My daughter took me downtown over there, and I didn't pay too close attention. It was probably northeast of downtown, but in the inner city area. And it was a nice looking beer store. Had a big selection, but rather expensive. I found this single. I think it was $3.99, so I had to get it. Busy head, thin, kind of cola-like. Cola, you know, soda pop cola, beige head, very dark brown appearance. Now, Lexington Brewing, over the years, and I've probably been tasting their beers over 10 years, they're kind of hit or miss. Like sometimes they're really nice, and other times they're not so great. I thought the mint was good, so I'm gonna be open-minded. A milk stout, so they got the milk sugar added, lactose to give it that milkiness, sort of like, think of like chocolate milk or milk chocolate. Okay, let's see if we get the bourbon barrel on the nose. Yes, definitely, it's leading the aroma. So the lead aroma is the bourbon barrel. Whose bourbon barrels? How could I tell you? They don't even say on the website. They don't have it listed. But they may not ever list it because it may vary batch to batch. You know, with these things, they might contract with different bourbon companies, so it would be a reason not to bring that in. Yeah, and dark bread. So cheers. The taste is like as follows. Creamy, like the taste of coffee and cream. Bourbon barrel. Cocoa. Dark raisins. Maybe some blackberry. And of course, like I said, the bourbon barrel. Okay, this is a winner from them. It's very balanced. Now, I noticed something. The body seems to be somewhat thin. I've noticed that with many Imperial Stouts over the last 5 or 6 years, that maybe not that long, maybe 5 years or less, that the body on these will be more like a porter, rather thin. The ABV will be 12 like this or even higher, and it won't have that old feeling you used to get with the stout, viscousness, almost a syrupiness. No. So it does come across as an Imperial Porter, and it. Now they have those Imperial Baltic Porters from Fortuna Brewery over there in the Baltic states. Those are lagers, though, actually, not ales. They have a rich flavor. And some of those, even though they're porters, have more body than these stouts. But this is a stout porter by any means because it is 12%. Some stouts coming in at 4%. You wonder, well, what's stout about the porter? It's not very stout. Okay. Sweetness. 4 out of 5 sugar cubes. Minimum 4 out of 5. So it's a sweet. It's almost like a cocoa syrup taste in it. Bitterness. Now some Imperial stouts, like Old Rasputin, will have high IBU numbers. This one doesn't have much bitterness. Better not set that down. It's maybe 2.5 out of 5 hop cones. So I'm thinking maybe just 40 IBUs. If I ever find an official listing, not unofficial. Some people say, well, Untapped says, yeah, but that's not official. That's just a review site. So Lexington, none of their beers are older than 24 years old because they were established 24 years ago. So it's a bit unusual, this product, but it is quite delicious, and that's where the rubber hits the road, right? It's how does it taste, and if the taste is fabulous, you give it a fabulous score. Maybe not quite fabulous, but close. So 90 on Beer Advocate, yeah. That's about the same that they're scoring it on Untapped, 81, because their 81 is like a 90. So, yeah. I'll go along with that. I'll go higher. I'll say 94, 9.4 out of 10. If it had that better body, it'd probably be close to 100. But 9.4 out of 10 doesn't have that strange off flavor that some of their beers had. Used to have for sure. Maybe they perfected that. The parent company, Alltech, their other big division is pet food. But Alltech realized that a lot of the apparently pet food ingredients, the grains and whatnot, could be used to make beer. So they began to brew beer in 1999. So I guess they're making good money with the pet food division, and they're making a lot of money with the beer division. And now they've got liquor products coming into play, whiskeys and whatnot. I've never seen any of those, but I'd be open-minded to try it, you know. Their distribution's pretty strong. We get a lot of their products down here in Louisiana pretty regularly. That's always nice. Hadn't seen this one though. So like I said their distribution was pretty good. I didn't say it was fabulous. Alabama, Birmingham, you know, is much closer to Lexington than we are, so you're going to see better availability for those things over there. Still, my favorite from there might be that cream stout. You know, you say a barrel-aged cream stout. A cream ale, sorry. Cream ale, you know. There's a pumpkin one which I've not seen. So anytime I see their stuff, I'll be gobbling it up, you know, just to try it. So Les Bon Temps Relais, a most excellent, although a little unusual, but that company is like that. And product, and but you can't say they're just the same old thing, because they're certainly not. And you can't really compare them to any other beer company, because they're not like any of the others, to my knowledge, you know, from my experience, as per my experience. And I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Lexington, Kentucky, and take a brewery tour.